I love the trees along the skyline.
I love the natural open spaces in the neighborhoods like Quarry Park.
Among other things, I love the rec trail and being able to walk along the water and enjoy the boats.
I love seeing the excited children and families play in Dennis the Menace at the beach.
I love all the smells when you go to farmer's market.
I love all the walking through downtown Monterey and the surrounding area and seeing all the historic buildings and knowing what the history means to this area and how we started.
I love that there's lots of really great food and great places to eat.
I love all the foreign languages you hear.
I love Colton Hall and the Sports Center.
I love the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
I love living in a place where people come to have the time of their lives and we get to enjoy it every single day.
The city recently hosted a workshop in downtown. The event asked, "What do you love about Monterey?" Guest speaker Peter Kageyama tours the country, turning love of place into action. We all love Monterey, but how can we improve our community for the better?
I've heard from people that there is maybe this notion that some people think Monterey is perfect and is done and we don't need to change or do anything different. And I think that can be kind of a dangerous thing. You've got to keep reinventing and reimagining yourself. You know, there is that notion when everything is so good, why change it? You know, because we'd still like to make it even better and we'd still like to keep it fresh and interesting.
In this episode of Imagine Monterey, we have a recap of the event for the Love of Monterey.
When more of you start saying you love Monterey, more people will believe it because they will feel it as well. So that's what we're here today to talk about spreading the love. So I need all of you to believe that you actually have a very participatory role, that you can start something in your community that could be fun, could be whimsical, could be surprising, delightful, that could actually have some pretty significant impacts for the community. And I think by the end of the day, not only will you believe it, you'll be running out of here saying, I can't wait to get started. What we're trying to do here today is get people to believe that they have a role in making a better city. Most people think that's something that is left to city planners, local government, the mayor. What we do today is we show them lots of great examples of small things that have had big impacts, and then we challenge them. So, okay, if you had a little bit of money, in this case $500, if you had $500 to make Monterey a better, more interesting, more lovable place, what would you do? And all of a sudden now they're looking at this in a different way as opposed to coming up with some really big cool solution, which is great, but a big cool solution requires lots of money and time, and probably they're going to hand off and say, oh, this is a great idea, you guys should go do this. So no, we want to get them to pitch at the right level where they believe it's like, hey, we came up with this little project and we've got the money and yeah, we're going to do it.
Peter Kageyama has toured the country, giving his For the Love of Cities presentation. He is an internationally recognized expert on community development and grassroots engagement.
In our community, we would do well to find more people and have more people fall in love with their city, because good things happen when people fall in love with their city. Love matters. When children are loved, they thrive. Pets, plants, objects. Cities as well. So this question of what do you love and what do you hate is an interesting one, and I've been asking it all over the world as I've traveled around talking to people about their cities.
What makes cities lovable, and what motivates ordinary citizens to do extraordinary things for their places? How do we create more engaged citizens without major resources? Peter shared success stories that he collected on his travels. Many were small campaigns and projects that had major impacts.
And I got to give props for play. Dennis the Menace Park is really pretty awesome. And some people were telling me that and I guess this goes back a couple generations. Parents will say, if you're good, I'll take you to Dennis the Menace Park. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. And I mean, and that's a powerful lure. And this says something. I mean, obviously it's an exceptionally good park, but it's themed and all this kind of stuff. good on you for that. It does show this sense of play, and certainly this is one of the things that you probably don't think about, but absolutely does make for a more lovable city here in Monterey.
The workshop encouraged residents to brainstorm their own ideas. Attendees included government, business, arts and culture and education leaders, planners, city officials, and students.
Everybody wants to love the place that they live in. And people who would come to something like this are obviously a little bit more receptive to the idea. You know, there's lots of folks who are sitting at home, sort of sitting on their hands going, oh, I wish this place was more interesting. But you know, the ones who will come out, you know, they are the ones who I think can actually help change the community because they feel something for this place. And we try to show them that they have a role and that they can actually manifest some change here. I'm all for creating a spark.
Groups came up with slogan ideas for shirts and brainstormed inexpensive and fun projects. These ideas included an interactive kiosk with a local calendar, community potlucks that stretch along the recreation trail or municipal wharf, mural contests over blighted areas, citywide scavenger hunts, and much more.
You know, it's when we start, you know, trying to think about, okay, what's the great big thing? Then we get wrapped up in all of the stuff, you know, okay, that's going to take time and resources and all the money and things like that. You know, and then we can get bogged down in that, and that may never actually happen. I'd rather the small, one-off, little thing happen and see where that goes. What I talk about is pretty universal, and even the best of cities, even, you know, even the greatest cities, you know, can always stand for a little bit more love.
Engaged citizens are the key to the future development of our communities. What are your ideas to make Monterey more fun, interesting, or engaging? Show your love for Monterey by getting involved.
And I hope what you guys have found is, you know, a little bit of inspiration. You found some creative ideas and some ways that you can manifest, because you guys obviously love this city. And it would be a fantastic thing if we could help add you guys and your ideas and these little things that can bubble up and fill in some of the gaps and fill in some of the holes that are there and make this for an even better, more interesting, and more lovable community. Thank you very much for allowing us to come and spend these few days with you guys. You guys have an awesome community. Please come and check out the mural, and long live Monterey. Thank you very much.